Jay was his local.
Yeah, cool.
And then I'll just give you a super secret.
So far, it's pretty good.
All right.
Oh shit! I don't remember.
Well,
He's got them all.
no.
He's got them at Galaxy Call Dallas.
Did you
Okay.
need that? Or?
Surprised that they had a pop-up shop today at Alamo for Deadpool.
Galaxy did?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Jim's reached out to them.
All right, Mike's going up.
Yay!
Here's my number. So come.
No. It's Party in the USA.
And it's time for another episode of SCNS Live.
Yay!
Yay!
It's been a busy week. It has been a busy week for like news and stuff, and we're hoping we don't run long tonight. Run wrong.
Happy birthday, Jason!
Well,
Happy
it's not.
birthday,
Happy birthday, Jason!
Woo!
Happy birthday.
Stop!
to
No, we're not doing
Don't
it.
stop protesting.
Jason.
We're gonna tell everyone how old you are.
I'm 40.
73.
I've been found out. I've existed through time. Damn it. You found those Civil War photos, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's
You look
not
good for
73.
73.
Okay.
Anyway, so it's
Hello,
gonna be a
says
great.
happy birthday.
Oh
Super
God,
secret.
we're trying to do a show here. So thank you everybody. Yes, I'm old as hell. Thank you. All right,
Whatever.
we're all done.
Yes.
Anyway. So on to these guys over here, because clearly I've already had an introduction. Ricardo.
They give me the day off on Deadpool Day. I don't know why, but I'll be at Han Solo next week at Alamo, so come see that.
We got Miss Cat over here. Make sure you go look at her interview with the Dallas Fuel.
It was so fun. I didn't cry or faint.
Well, that is a good thing.
That's
Yes. Very good
the
thing.
low bar that I set for myself. It's like, don't cry or faint.
I think that's everybody's like daily goal, just not to faint or cry. Anyway.
Welcome to the Trump administration.
Oh! Impeachment! Sorry. Oh, sorry. Anyway, of course, back. Cass, what's up?
What's up?
I see you've been posting more of your short movie reviews on Twitter.
I have, and I posted one
Keep
today
them up.
for Horizon Zero Dawn.
I saw that.
It's a good game. It's a good game.
You'll
It's a
have
little
to
bit
plug it.
anticlimactic, but it's a good game.
And of course, we have created a monster behind the board
Hey!
who yells at us and tells us that we're not doing things right and to do them like she tells us to do
She
them.
yells at me.
And
I
we're
cry
so
at night.
grateful to have this
Our producer,
monster.
who art behind the desk.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cora.
Hello. My camera stopped working, so you just get the sultry sounds of my lispy voice.
Hello, cats
Oh,
and kittens.
God.
You're here with Cora.
That's right. I'm going to do the voice. This is SCNS Live Midnight Time.
I'm
How
really
y'all doing?
uncomfortable. Please
We should do. Can we do that again sometime? The SCNS After Dark.
We need to do an SCNS after
We
dark.
Yes,
I warn, huh?
What?
It's
It's
basically the
not after
raunchier show. The one we can't monetize now on YouTube. Anyway,
Oh,
So-
yeah, I'm down.
How else are we going to get that 73 cents revenue? Yay, sweet
Well,
revenue.
We don't need YouTube. We don't need
Show
it.
now,
We
so-
don't need YouTube. Thank you.
Anyway, so we got a lot of stuff for you all tonight. Of course, we are talking our favorite movie monsters a little bit later on in the show, but we got to get this started. Let's kick it off with some super cool nerd news. Someone forgot the speakers were off. So I've got two stories this week. One's pretty easy. The other's going to be a really lighthearted story that I'd like to end off on. Well, I won't end off. I'm starting first. Anyway, whatever. So, Daredevil Season 3 is currently in production with their new showrunner.
Yes.
And it was announced this week that finally, after 2 seasons, we're getting Bullseye.
Yay!
The arch nemesis of Matt Murdock. And it's going to be a bit of a different introduction. Supposedly he is an FBI agent who is a very good marksman. There were some little nods to Bullseye. If you remember, back in Season 1, they had the sniper when they had Daredevil trapped in the building. And they were saying that agent was Bullseye, which kind of makes sense. I love how this ties in. So, I don't know how they're going to get quite to the... what's the word I'm looking for? The FBI agent clearly would have to be a bit stable-minded and a good guy. Bullseye is a freaking psychopath. So I'm wondering how we're going to get to that. I think it's going to be an interesting ride. Anyway, cast is going to be Wilson Bethel, who we've seen on, what was that show? Heart of Dixie. was his latest work. So
Natural transition.
thank you. Anyway, so he's moving on to a bigger and better role. Right now, Daredevil Season 3 is in production. We have no release date. Probably looking for that sometime in the fall or late, early winter. Usually November is when they release those shows. But yeah, Bullseye, Daredevil Season 3, gonna be awesome.
I'm super excited. I love Bullseye. So for me, we've got some awesome news regarding It. Movie came out last year. Did amazing. It was one of the best horror films in the last couple of years, just because horror films tend to be a lot of miss more than hits. But on the box office, and that's true. But with it, at the end of the movie, it said Chapter 1, so which means we're gonna get a sequel, which makes sense since the book 1 is over 1,000 pages, and 2, the book takes place in two parts more or less. Also, when they were kids and when they were adults. So the first movie, of course, was when they were kids. The second movie is when they're adults, and now we have at least 4 for sure, 5 maybe of the 7 Losers Club members casted. So far, we have Jessica Chastain casted as a grown-up version of Beverly Marsh. And then, let's see here, who else did I put? Andy Bean, best known from HBO's Here and No, will be Stanley Uris. James McAvoy will be Bill Denbrough. And lastly, Bill Hader will portray Richie Toyzer.
Ooh,
now,
good choice.
James Ransone, best known as the deputy from Sinister 1 and 2, he tweeted out that he was casted as Eddie Kraspback, but he later deleted the tweet, so he's kind of up in the air still, I guess. No word yet on the rest, which is the rest of the 2 kids that are left. Andy Muschietti will return as the director, as will Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise, who was amazing as Pennywise the Dancing Clown. So, and the movie is slated for September 6th of next year.
That movie could have been so much shorter if somebody had just told Georgie not to talk to strangers.
Yeah, somebody did.
And he actually heeded the advice and walked away.
There we go.
I mean, wouldn't lives in general go a lot smoother for parents if kids just heard them and obeyed, though?
Stranger
Isn't that
danger!
kind of like the
Stranger
whole thing?
danger!
As the person being a parent at this table. Yeah.
Instantly exhaust you and make
It
you
is.
sad. The first story I have tonight is Overwatch has teamed up with Nerf, like Nerf gun.
Yes!
They have this kind of sub-brand called Rival, and they make replicas of like video game guns and stuff. And they're going to do a whole series of Overwatch guns, directly inspired and
cool.
maybe made to spec for the characters. I'm a little curious if these will be like allowed in cons, because the Rival series that they've used has been, they're like airsoft guns. They're not.
They shoot foam balls about yay big.
Yeah.
And I mean they're really no different.
They're not that
I'm
different.
a purist, I like darts.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Apparently,
Okay.
it's like arrows, but in guns.
Flechettes.
Purists. I'm sorry, purists like darts.
Yes.
You don't like circles?
For what?
No, you only like to shoot darts.
For Nerf, yes.
Okay, all right.
Oh, I know what.
Anyway, so they will probably be
understand
between
that one.
$30 and $100. It kind of depends. We've seen stuff all over that range. I'm interested and cautiously optimistic for some of my own cosplays, but we'll see.
I know they did Han Solo's blaster and Nerf, and also Jyn Erso's gun.
Yeah.
Actually, they've done a number of the Star Wars weaponry, and it actually looks pretty good. A couple people have actually taken those and just repainted them. So I insist, Nerf, if I don't get a freaking Peacemaker, I will murder it. I will protest and be loud and obnoxious.
I would love to have one for my hog, because I'm not making that. No.
Yeah, I might, but it'd be so much easier.
I think it'll be easy to modify that to shoot like the big Nerf, missiles or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I want a Junkrat one that shoots like foam balls that are like this big.
I mean,
They
let's face
just
it.
got reduced in size.
We all want our favorite
Current
weapons.
patch, but like this
I want
big.
that, but I also want to be able to take bouncy balls as Moira.
Yeah.
And just throw them.
This
at
is what we've
people.
talked about: is taking those big like bouncy balls, like a yellow and purple one, and just hurling them at people.
And Nerf, look at this.
This will heal you.
If you make tracers, you're guaranteed that people are going to buy 2 of them. It's like when you make the Star-Lord blaster,
Yeah.
which got repurposed into a cosplay item.
Make Reapers, if you make.
If you make the shotguns, yep.
Yeah.
Well, if you do
If you make
Reaper,
tracers.
if you do Reaper for real, you gotta have at least 10 on you, right?
Yeah, right. So you can just throw them away.
I can just see a Reaper cosplayer just dropping
I
guns at
had
people.
wanted to
I want to.
cosplay Reaper,
It'd
and
be
that
awesome.
was
So
his armor's rough, but like the essential part of it for me was going to be to like glue to Velcro them to my butt so I could throw some down and just try out another one.
So basically, Nerf, you got our money. Just
Seriously.
do it right.
It's like shut up and take my money.
Exactly. Alright,
Not yet.
well,
Okay, no.
alright, so, Arrowverse. Talking about the Arrowverse today, we are getting Batwoman. Will be portrayed live action. She was in The Brave and the Bold in 2008. City of Gotham. As far as we know, they do not have access to Batman or any of Batman's villains, but we are getting a member of the Bat family. This will be, she will be on Arrow, which is coming on, they put out their schedule. Supergirl's going to be Sundays. Mondays is going to be Legends and then Arrow, and then Tuesday Flash and Black Lightning. This is on the heels of Fox's announcement that their channel Epix is going to be doing, wait for it, an Alfred Pennyworth series. 10 episodes, straight to order. It is being done by the showrunner of Gotham, but it's not going to be a spin-off of Gotham. Sean Pertwee is not involved, but Bruno Heller is running it. And this is after their announcement that Gotham was going to have its 5th and final season.
There's some booty so over there, starboard.
So, with...
What?
That doesn't. What?
I'll
You
explain
saw
later.
that.
So, at this point, I think we have at least 7 DC iterations, live action, that are unconnected.
I get to do this again, and I'm almost tired of doing it. Hey kids, do you like Batman? Yeah, well this is about his butler.
Like, seriously. But,
I made Daredevil
you
die.
made Daredevil sad. So,
It makes me sad.
but you know what? I love Alfred. I love Batwoman. Arrow's gonna get more exciting. I'm actually gonna watch Legends I almost said next semester. Next season, because they're gonna have Constantine, and we can look forward to the DC universe getting more convoluted. I mean, confusing. I mean, exciting. Exciting. Getting more exciting.
Exciting is one word that you
I
can
mean,
use
this is
for
just
it.
really just more DC doing DC with the different universes.
Like, at least
How's
7.
that Krypton show doing?
Nobody cares.
Exactly.
Nobody cares how Krypton is doing.
People,
I forgot about it.
Sci-Fi's gonna forget this show's on the air.
Seriously,
That's the only way you're gonna be saved.
Did we air the finale? We aired the finale.
How did they go
Sure,
3
we aired
seasons?
the finale.
They must think that Kryptonians are real because I can see Superman caring about that show and no one else.
Literally.
Like no one on Earth even knew about Krypton. So
At least we got Superman on like Supergirl. You know.
maybe
One of
Superman
the best,
and
one of my
Lex.
favorite versions of him as well.
People give him
Superman
crap.
is
I
great.
like it.
I loved his.
And at least-
version.
So hot.
At least it's a
So
big gun
hot.
of DC actually making an appearance in one of the shows.
That's why I have a little bit of hope. Just a sliver of hope that at some point we're gonna get Batman.
I'm so glad Gotham is dying.
I love Gotham.
It got better.
Gotham
You
is
sound
It took
just
3
like the
seasons, but it
Joker.
got better.
Hey guys, you like Batman? Well, here he is as a kid.
dude. Gotham is the most fun show on TV. It's just AU Batman.
And that is
How is no one?
What if everyone in the Batman universe just all knew each other and went crazy all the time? That's Gotham. That's all that Gotham
That should
is.
not be.
Pennyworth is going to be trash. I'm calling it right now, but I'm still going to sit in front of the TV and watch it.
Just give me my Gotham City Police Department show, please.
That's exactly what
I want.
Gotham
No.
is. Gotham
I
is.
want GCPD.
This
I
would
need
be the
Batman.
6th Alfred we've had live action.
Wow.
6 or 7
Wow.
live action Alfred.
Cora, what you got?
Alright, so since we have Deadpool 2 opening this weekend,
Hey.
I do have a bit of interesting Deadpool news. It's just something that I find kind of funny. So, yeah. Deadpool 2's soundtrack is actually coming into, not controversy, but it's probably one of the more interesting ways to push a soundtrack. It is going to be the first soundtrack with the parental advisory. I'm sorry.
Score.
Score, I'm sorry.
Score.
The first score soundtrack with the parental advisory sticker on the album.
Yeah.
Because,
Why?
of course, I guess we will find out. But of course, if any movie is going to have the explicit rating on any soundtrack they produce, Deadpool is a good option.
I love it. That makes me so happy.
Right?
Jason don't know why it's like that.
Yeah, because you work at a movie theater, so you've already seen it, and Jason's a dick.
Language.
It's very concise.
Language.
Hey, Cap's right there, and Microsoft is watching.
It's my birthday, and I don't want this kind of abuse. There.
I saw it when
I'll
Jason
pull the
saw it. I
birthday
saw it the
card.
same day as he did.
I don't even care, but I'm gonna pull
That's
it now.
awesome. So everybody be nice to him only tonight because it's the only
And
card
never
he
ever
has.
again.
That's
I'm okay with
fine by me. I get one reprieve. Okay, so I've got some really, really good news. Now, okay, a lot of us love video games, and I want y'all just imagine for a second you no longer can play video games. Just think about that for a second. An accident happens or something, and you become disabled in a certain way, and you can no longer play video games. That is, when I actually thought about it, holy crap, that would be a large part of my life would be gone. Xbox is looking to correct this. They have been working on for months the Xbox Adaptive Controller. This is going to be primarily for people with physical disabilities. It will allow, it has a number of 3.5mm jacks to use already existing devices that they use day to day to operate things, including about 9 USB ports. So it's going to be totally customizable to allow other people to play games. Because when you look at our controllers these days, we got a lot of buttons on there. So it's not just as easy as having an old NES controller with your 6 buttons on there. Well, 8. So this just made me happy. Because I think about how much I enjoy video games. Stories, frustration, those damn Valkyries and God of War. And I want other people to share that joy and frustration as well. This device will be coming out this year. It is retailing for $100, which is very reasonable for everything that you're getting for this. It's the center device will be about a foot in length, about 8 inches long, but still they're going to be able to customize it. I love the fact that they use existing devices that are used in everyday life for people with disabilities. I got nothing past this. It's just great news. I'm so happy to hear this. I can't wait to see how. And also, they've been doing a lot of testing with people who are disabled and just getting out. And generally, the news has been positive on it. So, guys, as we get updates to this, I'll probably update the story. But thank you, Microsoft.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
That's
That's some great news.
That is really good news. I've often thought about that with video games. Like I have just one finger that doesn't work correctly, and I've thought about it. It doesn't really affect me playing video games, but I've thought about, if I couldn't use that and it was my index finger and how bad that would be. And that's the very, very tip of how much accessibility issues can impact you trying to game. So it's exciting. Really reasonable.
There's a lot of tech in this device.
Well,
I didn't use a picture, but I do have one where of all the ports that this is going to offer, and just.
Oh, wow.
I mean, honestly, as I was reading the article, I was like, "Oh, I want to do that story." But I thought about what if I couldn't play video games? I mean, I know it seems like a small thing, but honestly, we all get a lot of joy out of this.
And we get a lot of escapism
Exactly.
out of it, and you might especially if something recently happened, you might really crave that escape. I'm actually surprised it's only 100 because most custom controllers get into the 80 to 120 range anyway, so it's just a custom controller.
Yeah, the one with the steel things on the bottom, that's 120.
And that was kind of one of the things that sparked this, making a controller for, advanced gamers, I guess you could say. So, honestly, the only thing I have to say at this point, Nintendo, Sony, follow suit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sony's taken some steps. That's why they have keyboard and mouse. Native support on it. I'm also encouraged to see software developers doing a lot more for accessibility. For instance, like in God of War, you have to push L3 and R3 together to access Primal Rage. What is it? Rage of the Gods?
Spartan Rage.
Spartan Rage.
Primal Rage?
I've been calling it Primal Rage
Primal
since
Rage.
it came out.
Primal Rage
Boy.
works.
And they have an option to not make it activate like that in case you have the issues with pushing down hard on joysticks.
Also,
like that.
that's
So
super
stuff
bad for
like
your
that.
thumbs.
And I do admittedly have a personal stake in it because I have friends that I serve with who things happen. And I knew them, I knew us spending a lot of time because a lot of soldiers, that's what we do to pass the time. We play video games. So just thank you, Microsoft. I mean, as much as I complained about your update to Windows this week, this is a good thing.
We're gonna have to
Shouldn't you have said Sailor?
No, I served drone forces.
Oh.
Anyway, we're all look. We give each other crap, but if y'all mess with any one of them, you in trouble.
No, I know. Just my brother would have thrown a fit.
But,
Yeah.
both or one of them.
and that's a lot of their testing crew. So
Mostly
yeah.
Cameron. Yes.
Thank you, Cameron, for your service.
Let's just get this thing going and
He's
more
playing
people.
Donkey Kong Country.
See, there you go.
SNES.
Rick, what you got?
So growing up, the first rock album I ever listened to, because my parents taught me right, was Queen's Greatest Hits 1. Now, earlier this week, we finally got the first full trailer of Bohemian Rhapsody, which is going to be the story of Freddie Mercury and Queen. I don't know how many times I watched it, probably like 20 times, like within the first just hour. Like I just kept replaying it, just listening to the songs and seeing Rami Malek, become Freddie Mercury. Just seeing that was so awesome. So movies kind of been a little bit in developmental hell for a little while, for about 8-7 years. Originally, Sacha Cohen Baron was attached to play Freddie Mercury, but eventually he had creative differences with the remaining members of Queen, so he dropped out. We get a whole new director and everything else. But now we got Rami Malek playing Freddie Mercury. And yeah, like if you haven't seen the trailer, go on there. It's on our page. It is just awesome because you see like snippets of when they first started off as Queen, and then recording Bohemian Rhapsody, and they've recreated parts of the concerts that they've had that we've seen like come out of DVD and stuff. What I'm really interested in though is how are they gonna kind of tackle some of the more not necessarily controversial, but the more mature parts of Freddie's life, like him being bisexual and of course getting AIDS and dying and all that.
From what I've seen, they're not.
I'm okay with that.
So we'll see, because one of the things that Sacha Cohen Baron and the members of Queen had was he wanted a grown-up, mature R-rating movie, and they wanted a more PG-13 family-friendly-ish movie, which I get, because it is protecting Freddie's legacy, and I guess you don't want to like push that with like going to stuff that really shouldn't be go into. I don't know, but I'm very excited for this movie. I'm a huge fan of Queen. My parents taught me on Queen, so I'm super excited. The movie drops. It was originally supposed to come out on Christmas of this year. It got moved up to November 2nd, so it's not competing against anything else this year. So yeah, November 2nd, come out and watch Bohemian Rhapsody, and yeah, I'm super excited for this movie. Pat?
I was just thinking, it may be fine that they're not tackling it, depending on the perspective it's taking.
Yeah.
Like, if it's taking a his rock star life and his onstage persona and how they formed the band and whatever, and it's not a super personal story, then that's kind of okay. I don't know.
I would understand if they didn't go with a more personal thing, since Freddie was a very private person.
Yeah.
So I could understand them not doing that. I know that some of the controversy has been in the trailer. You see a lot of his relationships with women, but they kind of gloss over some of the relationships with men as blink and you miss it sort of ordeals.
Kind of like Lucifer.
And then
Constantine.
Yeah.
And then there, like, the description in the comment section said that he was fighting an incurable disease. They did not specify what the illness was. But as I kind of stated on Facebook already, it doesn't come out till November 2nd.
Yeah.
This is a first trailer. This is the first time that we're hearing anything about the movie in terms of what's in it. So I'm willing to wait and see what happens. I know that people like Brian Fuller have been kind of irritated. I understand their irritation, but this is I will wait and see moment. And if they completely erase it, then we can take to
Supposedly,
Brian Fuller.
Yeah, Brian Fuller.
Don't get weird about it yet, Brian Fuller.
Don't be weird about it, Brian Fuller.
supposedly it's supposed to end right when they do Live Aid in 1985, which is going to be 6 years before Freddie died. But of course, we don't know. The movie hasn't come out. We don't know exactly when it's going to end. For those that were fans of Queen, like everything, like if it had not been for Live Aid, I don't know if Queen would have kept making albums after '85, just because they were on the brink of just kind of maybe breaking up, and then they did Live Aid, and then they got rejuvenized, and they said, cool, let's keep making albums, let's keep making magic, and the rest is history. So.
That'd be kind of a good place to end a story.
Exactly.
Like, we're gonna stay in this, and then just curtains.
And y'all are right. As Aaron Sorkin would say, you haven't seen it, you don't know. So just, be patient and actually watch it.
People were so mad about Steve Jobs
People
when they were
so
like,
mad
oh,
about
they're not
Steve
going
Jobs.
into this, and they're not going to talk about the iPhone. He's like, okay, whatever, I'm writing this.
A part of me wants the celebration of Freddie's life, but I also want it to be real. But at this point, also, I kind of just want the movie, because Freddie was great. It was a sad day when he was taken away from us, because there were many songs where that should have come. But I'm still going to watch it.
Yeah.
I meant wait and see, but we'll see how it goes.
There's also a website you can go to. I'll have to put it on the page, but you can actually record yourself singing Bohemian Rhapsody, and if you get chosen, your voice will be put in the movie.
Oh, that's cool.
So during the concert scene,
I would
one of the
subject
concert
people to
scenes.
that.
So and they will let you know. Say, hey, your voice is in there. You might not hear it because there's like thousands of voices, but
It was
you
only 4.
contributed to this movie. So I already did one recording, but I don't like it as much. So I'm gonna do another one.
Well, I guess we know what we're doing after the show tonight.
Yes.
I wonder who's got recording
Right.
equipment.
What?
Dude, that mic is solid
Crying.
gold.
Crying,
I meant
yeah.
to tell you, the wired mic. You can hear my Dallas.
I do want to hear more
areas.
about that. I had to talk to him. I had to do some sound correction, but I want to hear more about that. Once we
Oh
finish
yeah, the
this.
wind was bad, and I was not great at holding the microphone
You
at
held
the
it
same
too close.
distance. To the closer one.
We'll talk. That's behind the scenes stuff. Y'all
No,
need to talk
no,
about that. No.
You guys
No,
wanted
let's
to
go
know
and
about
get
that
that.
box story.
Uh-oh.
A very good website, in some ways. They do a lot of cosplay features called What Stops Women from Going Pro in Esports. And my perspective on this has recently been adjusting, because initially it's like, yeah, it's sexist and it's not maybe at the organization level, but I'm like on the lower levels it's so toxic towards women and it's so sexist towards women. They have to put up with all this crap and they never get good enough to be in professional esports, partially because of that. But I've started researching and paying more attention to my own kind of experience, and that actually has not happened to me very frequently. It happens occasionally. I'll hear, shouldn't you be on Mercy? No, I don't play Mercy. You can F off kindly. So
Also charming.
Yeah.
I like Mercy.
So charming.
Like, oh, make me a
He plays
sandwich.
Mercy.
It's only here I know how to use. I don't like Lucy either.
Like, anyway, so I started paying more attention to my own experience, started reading about other women, and started, you know, watching Gaguri because she's an angel and I love her.
Bae.
Shut up.
And basically, I've decided this is hugely overblown right now. Women are not always welcome in gaming environments, but it is getting a lot better. I want to celebrate that for a second and talk about the people who do try and support people who aren't like them, whether they're gay or black or whatever. And I started thinking about what we can do on an individual level to combat prejudice at whatever level of gaming we are. I came up with 4 things and then I'm done. First, when they say you're different, oh, you're different from all the other girls, politely push back on that. I've started being like, maybe they're just not talking to you, ha 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 ha. Or just kind of push back against it a little bit, because if they say you're different, oh, you're different from all the other girls, they get to keep rules in their head that are like, oh, this is women and this is the exception. 2, I'm really, really, really guilty of not doing this. Identify yourself in voice chats. Not like, oh, I'm Kat, I'm a girl, but most people think my voice sounds like a girl. Most, not all. And just speaking in voice chats. Usually if I'm DPSing, I don't give a crap and I don't say anything the whole game. I just maybe listen if they're lucky. But just identifying myself would help, because people that think that they only play Mercy or whatever, maybe they're just not talking if they're playing McCree, because why would I?
Mercy.
3, stick up for yourself and others to the extent that you feel comfortable, but 4th and most importantly, protect yourself and your precious heart. If you need to mute somebody who's being toxic, just mute them. Just whenever it's in the interest of your self-care, just take care of yourself. And remember that lots of people want everyone to be welcome in this environment.
As far as the mute thing, absolutely. I have muted so many people. I am like faster than McCree on the trigger with the mute button. Oh, open mic, mute. Oh, sounds like he's 5. Mute.
Sounds like he's
unless it's their mom about to whoop their ass, which, oh god, that was awesome.
I have a really hard time being welcoming to people who sound like they're 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hi, I'm Michael.
They're like, we need to have right now. We need to have a Moira. Moira is the only way to play this game right now, and I'm like,
I've got
How
Mercy.
about you mind your own business? How about that?
I've just learned to ignore children because they're just gonna spout off, and then you start tracking IP addresses, and you gotta go and like torture their parents.
that got real heavy real quick.
Anyway, you just tell them to shut
Go
up.
back
You
and
know,
put,
this
go back and
swatting
put some more
5-year-olds.
clear still on your face, okay?
I was in Korea, and somebody was like, get up here and shoot. I'm like, you clearly don't know how guns work.
You're going to figure out that the world isn't black and white in a few years, but until then, like, you just
See,
do
when
you.
I don't online game very often, but when I do, it's like, I don't care who I play with. Sometimes I just play with people. If they kick my ass, they kick my ass. I don't care if they're guy, girl, straight, black, whatever. Like, have fun. Like, honestly, if you're a girl and you kick my ass, you know what? You're better than me. Good, great. You know, keep kicking other people's asses.
Damn straight
The
I
big
am.
problem in Overwatch is that it's your own team. That's
Yeah.
If there's anyone talking trash, you're not in a voice chat with your opponents. So, and that can be really upsetting if it does happen to you, because you know they give everybody crap. You're trash. Oh, you need to stop playing DPS. You suck. Blah blah blah. If you have a clearly identifying feature, it all of a sudden makes you feel like you and everyone else.
Yeah.
And your trash doesn't apply to that. And you should stop gaming that could apply to anyone.
It stops being you and it starts being women.
But if you're gay, black, a woman, whatever, then it puts everyone else in this other camp and you over here. And that can be really dangerous for your fragile mental health.
Yeah.
I had a similar experience in another Blizzard franchise in World of Warcraft. I was actually, I usually play the male avatars just because I like how they look more. Especially trolls, I like how the males look a lot better.
What the hell?
They're
Shut
all
up.
big and tough.
They're big and they have the big tusks. I love their character design.
Yeah.
But this time I
Are
was
you
playing...
sweating?
That's neither here nor there.
I'm gonna start. Hold on.
No, this time I was playing Human Paladin. I decided I would play like a supportive tank role. Because this was back when you could do both.
Yeah.
I think now you have to spec it. I haven't played it in a while. But I signed up as the healer. And I was doing a really good job. And there was another paladin in our team, and he signed up for a tank. I'm like, okay, whatever. We got to the point where, you know, like it was an open room with just a crap ton of monsters. And he's like, or no, I signed up as the tank. I'm sorry. I signed up to be tank, not healer. And he signed up as healer. And he's like, well, you're the woman, so heal, and ran off.
Damn.
You're gonna die.
Okay. And I watched him, and someone sent me a private chat. Are you okay? Because we didn't have the voice chat on.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, I'm fine. Y'all stay near me. I'll heal you.
Yeah.
And that was my way of getting back at him. He's like, I need heals. I'm like, oh, that's too bad. You're too bad. I have to wait for the timer to come back. Like I watched him die like 3 times. And it was the
I've had that,
thing.
like,
So
you're
sorry.
a woman, you should be healing, and I'm like, you're a DPS, you should be killing the other That was the snappiest comment I've ever had.
As a guy that played a lot of MMOs like City of Heroes, and I always had super groups and guilds I play with, and we had female members, and there was never a big deal. Like, it was us, we were a guild. Everybody had a healer anyway. It was just who was going to be the healer. Yeah. So, I love my healer, so guess what, I'm playing it. So,
I've learned to let it slide if they're just commenting on it, because mostly it's not it's not ever my group. Like, I'm in a group of Overwatch players. It's not my group, it's the randos. If we're 2 stacking, 3 stacking, and we get randos in our group, sometimes they'll make a comment.
that's where you let the rando die.
Well, I'm not
And then
healing.
boot them.
I'm not the healer.
Yeah, if you were
So-
a tank, if you played a lot of tank, it would be easier. Like, guess who doesn't have a Reinhardt shield anymore?
I mean, if you could friendly fire your own teammates. But basically, I've learned to let slide every once in a while you'll just get, oh, it's a girl! Hey,
Did you
Josh,
see my
do you
class?
know how to talk to a girl? And then I'll just let that slide. I don't care about that.
Sounds like we could build a whole other show on this topic. But, we do have another news story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we do. That's me.
Yeah, we're
that's me.
doing a show here. Standard format.
Alright, I loved Shape of Water, I loved Pan's Labyrinth, I love everything Guillermo del Toro has ever done in my life, and he is coming, except what?
Wait, please.
The red herring or whatever.
I liked Crimson Peak.
No.
You don't like it?
Well,
I still have not seen that one, so.
yeah, no.
Anyways, he is coming to Netflix, he's making a horror show. Called 10 After Midnight. He will serve as showrunner and presenter, so I'm imagining like an Alfred Hitchcock kind of situation.
Very
I
cool.
know. He is going to personally curate these stories. Is being described as equally sophisticated and horrific, and I could not be more excited. I love Del Toro. I love virtually everything he's ever done, and yeah, this will be his second Netflix show. He is already doing Troll Hunters, which their 3rd season premieres May 25th. And yeah,
You know what I
Are
love
they
that
going to be
Guillermo
doing-
Toro did?
everything.
The Hobbit. Oh wait. I'm
No, shut up.
Are they going to be doing this
Right.
out of his home is my question, because have y'all ever seen that, like, behind the scenes in his house?
No,
Oh my god, it's wonderful. It's just this.
is it all just beautiful monsters?
It's a collection of just all of this horror movie and monster trinkets just everywhere. Like, he has the doll from Annabelle just sitting in one of the rooms.
Of course he does.
Yes.
If I'm allowed just to
Is the
respond
door ever
on,
halfway
on Del Toro doing a
It's always
Netflix
open.
show, my response is,
That was beautiful.
I'm very happy about this,
So
honestly.
excited. So excited.
When you posted, I went like just
Your eyes
how
got
many, how many,
big.
episodes, how many episodes are we getting?
I don't know. I don't know.
Have they announced?
I don't
Have
think
they
they've
been?
announced it yet.
Damn. Okay,
It's 13.
I'll take
It's
what I can
called
get.
10 After Midnight. It might be 10.
No, I don't, that's fitting,
Maybe
but then I only get 10
airs
episodes.
every week at 10.
I'm gonna admit that means 10 episodes. I'd like more.
I mean,
I just watched
obviously.
Will Robinson try to kill his family all through Lost in Space, so you know.
I mean, whenever you see Del Toro, are you ever like, that was enough Del Toro, and that's fine?
Yeah, Crimson Peak.
Never.
Yeah. It was
so
beautiful.
beautiful.
It was beautiful. It was the storyline.
The story was okay, but
No.
it was so. It was not okay. It was bad. But it was so
I'm a
creepy.
story guy.
It was Doug Jones. Doug Jones played the ghost. So
I
thought that was
understand.
funny. Doug Jones as Mrs. Lovett.
This is Del Toro when he makes a new movie monster. Hey Doug.
Hey Doug.
Yeah, that's another one.
Hey Doug.
Are you done with that Star Trek
I'll see you tomorrow.
experiment yet? Come hang out.
I'd love to watch that show.
We need your tiny alien butt back on screen.
I like this. I like this
Still
part.
walking those reverse
Anyway,
heels.
He is working with a team of top horror writers to bring selected stories to the screen.
Personally
Like who?
handpicked by him. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Who? Like who?
It doesn't say, but also no.
We don't even have a date yet. So
We don't have a
that's
date, we
good.
don't have
We
nothing,
have
nothing.
almost nothing. I just had to talk about it because it's
No, it's still news. So
Give her the Toro. Hell
I'm
yeah.
getting shorter.
Give
Am
her
I
a little
getting
cord.
shorter? I do.
No, you're fine.
from somebody that before the show had no story, she pulled two just out of blue. Your ass. You pulled them out of your ass.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right, everyone. Who here is a Broadway fan? I'm gonna go to the big cam. Raise your hand if you're a Broadway or musical fan. You can't see me, but my arm is raised.
mine is.
I'm raised too.
You need to.
I am not.
You like one?
Get
That's
wrecked. Is it
One.
Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Now, another show of hands. Who here likes The Greatest Showman?
I know this story.
Then,
Your hands so
It's
that
like
go up.
P.T.
Yeah.
Barnum.
Then-
Everyone knew that.
then get ready to buy some Broadway tickets, because guess what is coming to the Broadway stage?
Hey,
Hugh Jackman again?
Spider-Man.
Shrek.
Yes. Give me Spider-Man.
Okay,
The
all of us
disaster
fail
show.
except for whoever guessed Hugh Jackman, because possibly.
Yay.
Wolverine the musical.
I watched
I
that.
watched that.
Wow, I think I would too, actually.
Yeah. I want to see Dark Phoenix fly in.
Oh yeah.
They do some tricky.
Greatest
So,
Showman.
Greatest Showman.
Greatest Showman musical.
That's right. It's going to be. Let me take a look here.
Oh, good picture.
It's gonna be good.
I love
That's
that
what
shot.
It's gonna be.
It's one of my favorite.
It's gonna be
shots.
good. It is really amusing to me that after Broadway was like, oh, it's so just happy and
After
fruity
Broadway
and,
thoroughly
so-
underappreciated.
They did
I
not.
mean, how
like
can they
it.
say it was too happy when they have SpongeBob the musical?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
that's a happy.
I don't think anybody
No.
embraced.
Shrek is a sad musical. Legally Blonde is a sad musical. They can make things that are bubblegum AF. They can make them sad.
Anyways.
exactly. Also, like,
Bubblegum music.
we don't know yet if the original cast is going to be coming back for it. However, since most of the people were already Broadway actors
Yeah.
to begin with, I don't see that being an issue with them going, hey, do you want to do this on stage now? And I could just see Hugh Jackman just like doing a tumble like, what up?
I can
I'm
see
here.
Hugh Jackman.
I
I
mean-
don't think Zendaya
I
would do
don't
it.
think
She's just
Zendaya,
busy.
Zac
Yeah.
Efron, like, it
Zac
depends
Efron
on what
maybe.
he's
Zac
feeling.
Efron,
Yeah.
Because
Zac Efron
he's
maybe.
got the theater background.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have a problem getting Keela.
Oh, no problem at all.
Keela settled. She played the bearded
Really?
woman.
Yeah, she's not super, like, well known. So
No,
even if
yeah.
it would have been, I feel like it won't be.
She maybe, but she spent the last year before The Greatest Showman playing Mrs.
Love it.
Les Mis, the French
Yeah.
couple that keeps pickpocketing people.
Yeah.
Anybody?
No,
I got nothing.
Thenardier.
There you go.
Oh, that was right on the tip of my tongue.
Totally.
I'm still up for the Wolverine.
I was just thinking about
Same.
Posey's hands.
My mutant chromosomes and strong metal in my bones help me fight Sentinel robot drones, and I heal very quickly.
Speaking of Sentinel robot drones,
We'll get to that.
You do realize that not all
Probably get to
musicals
that.
sound like that, right?
I don't know.
You do
Not
realize
any
that now.
musicals sound like that.
I won the
Well, yeah,
Wolverine.
because they
I
all
won-
sound good.
Boom! Got him.
But
You were bashing on musicals. I'm gonna get you
You're
back.
bashing on musicals.
I don't
for
like them.
5
Jason,
minutes.
you realize that musicals incorporate like heavy rock music now, right?
Have you heard
But
Rock
did
of
you
Ages?
even see School of Rock? No, yours was better.
We're not going to talk about
I
School of
don't
Rock as a
like
movie or
musicals.
musical.
Why
Yes,
is it so
you
hard for y'all
do.
to
You
do?
just haven't seen the right one.
No, I don't. I like one.
Which
I like
one?
one. Little Shop of Horrors.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Fair.
I mean, that's a good one.
One I like. Like I look at West Side Story. Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
West Side Story is the worst.
Oh, okay. I don't feel so bad now. I don't fear a gang. I mean, maybe I'm just gonna grow up in South
don't fear a
Dallas.
bunch of people.
I don't fear a gang that's like, we're gonna get you.
Just the songs are bad, and they all sound flat all the time.
As a guy that reads comic books and stuff, I don't know why it's so hard for me to fathom just people stopping what they're doing and breaking out into choreographed song and dance.
I will say two musical movies that I really like that kind of did that cool transitions thing really well. And because when you go into a musical movie, you have to have a suspension of belief because you are going into something that's a little ridiculous, which is probably why I don't like Les Mis very much, because it's such a serious topic, and a lot of portrayals of it have tried to make it so serious that it just seems out of place for them to start singing.
I'm
not going to get into it, but a soapbox issue with the way that Tom Hooper specifically did Les Mis.
Yeah, I'm talking specifically about
suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, I'm talking specifically about the movie. If that helps.
Yeah, no.
I haven't seen the actual stage play, so I don't know.
We're with you. 100%.
Don't go.
Okay, so what ones do you like?
But the two I do like are Chicago and The Greatest Showman.
I did like Chicago.
I felt like
Chicago was good.
I love that they portrayed all the songs that's in her head, and so that transition worked really well.
That's what Crazy Ex-Girlfriend does.
Wow.
There you go. And then with The Greatest Showman, they're performing a show.
It's so natural.
Yeah, they just meld right into that stage production of anything they're doing perfectly, which is the only thing I'm going to be interested to see in how they portray in a Broadway musical, because since it's already on stage.
Yeah.
But I will hold my judgment until I get to see it, because I will just drop all my money and go see it.
I mean, it took about 5 years till it comes to Dallas. So.
They've done some really epic transitions on stage with, like, if you've ever seen bootlegs of, like, Phantom and whatnot. So them like launching into this is a performance now. I feel like they're not only going to know how to handle it, I feel like they're going to have a whole lot of fun with the concept.
They're going to get super cats with it as well, which is the only time I will say that as a compliment. Because they're going to get super into the... Sorry.
I will admit.
No, but they're going to get super into the acrobatics of it, because that's what the circus is.
Oh, I'm so excited to see.
I would expect bleachers that spin in the very first scene.
Like, absolutely.
I am falling into some layer of hell, and everyone around me is talking.
Last thing.
Okay.
Make me a promise, and I will. Can you make me a promise?
No, I cannot.
That what?
If I bring over The Greatest Showman,
no,
you will give it a try.
No,
it's Hugh Jackman.
It's Hugh. He does a
You know what? I'll make you a deal.
No.
For every movie musical that you watch, I'll watch one of your garbage monster
You don't
movies.
have to. You know what? You don't have to watch one of my garbage movies.
We're gonna do SCNS live double feature night, I think.
Oh God.
Ooh, that's
You know
good.
what, Jason? How about this? We'll watch a musical movie first, and then for you, it'll be a palate cleanser of a movie of your choosing.
Yeah.
Any movie of my choosing.
Any
movie. I will watch
reasonable length.
But we will watch 1996 Fantastic Four.
No. Oh, I wouldn't watch shit movies.
94.
I wouldn't watch shit movies. No. So it can be a movie of my choosing.
Yes.
Yeah, a movie of your choosing, any movie you want.
Of reasonable
But what
length.
movie do I have to watch?
If you choose
Greatest
The Greatest
Showman.
Showman. If
We'll
you
start
choose
there.
Gettysburg, then we're gonna
If
have
you
an
choose
issue.
Gettysburg,
Oh, it's not.
Like 4.5
Why would y'all
hours.
think that I watch something like Gettysburg?
Because you went.
I watched
Martin
Gettysburg.
Sheen is a treasure.
And it's
I
the
watched
longest
Oh no,
movie
it's
I
going to be
know of.
something I like.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Is it going to be
Done.
Transformers movies?
It might be something Japanese.
Okay.
All right, let's shake
It would
on
be
it.
more
I
fun.
have-
Shall we do the rest of the show now?
Yes, shall we do the rest of the show
It would
now?
be more fun if
All right,
it's
last
subtitled
thing on musicals.
Japanese, you know?
Last thing on musicals. I got picked to do the pre-sale for Hamilton tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
How many tickets are you gonna buy? All of them?
Well, it depends. I don't have that much money, but anyways. So now the topic that we don't have a whole lot of time to talk about.
Transition. No, we're gonna make time for it.
We're gonna make
Sorry,
time.
guys. So anyway,
It is Jason's birthday, so we had to talk about this. Also, it's a very important date for today. Not only is it Jason's birthday, it also years ago.
we got
Some
basically
random
our
movie
first American, kind of version of Godzilla. Now, while the movie itself wasn't great,
It was fun.
it was a fun movie, and it was a newly designed Godzilla, and I think it kind of, I don't want to say it sparked giant monster movies coming to America, because it really didn't. I've been a huge fan. I love movies with giant monsters and giant robots. There's not a lot you have to do to get me to sign on and throw money at you. Like when I saw when I saw the trailers for Pacific Rim, I'm like, okay, where do I go and who do I give money to? I love these movies, and it's more of me growing up with things like Super Sentai and watching the big robots fight the monsters, things like Ultraman, cheesy Godzilla and King Kong movies. I love these, so I just want to go around the table with some of you guys, the favorite ones you have. Now, it doesn't always have to be a giant monster. It can be just a monster. I've broken it down just a bit. And,
well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean,
She told us
it was because she made me do it before the show.
Oh, because I started talking about, and I'm not going to talk about these too much, but yeah, we started talking about it in the production meeting, and I started talking about the Annabelle Demon and Silent Hill.
To be
You're like,
fair,
they're
we
tiny.
were, as soon as we heard the topic, we were like,
We were
anybody? Can it be any monsters?
Y'all should have said that in the meeting beforehand when I brought the topic up.
You should have been listening.
We did.
Just because it's your birthday doesn't mean you can't listen.
Let's just stop it.
So, Jason, what's your favorite one?
Okay, my favorite are just two. I have loved all incarnations of Godzilla. From the old cheesy rubber suit that the close-up would do that sneer thing, like that was like really forced, to the newest one, which is a bit redesigned, but I love it.
Yeah.
As long as I hear that, I'm in. I'm sold.
Their marketing was so on point for that movie. In between, I remember they had like the Taco Bell campaign, and they had the Green Day song.
I mean, the one problem I had was I don't care about these fucking humans.
Yeah.
Now you take something like Shin Godzilla, which is the most recent Japanese version of Godzilla. Loved it, absolutely. Godzilla is probably my favorite movie giant monster. I'm waiting for King Kong versus Godzilla whenever they get their butts in line to do that movie, but
it's close. They teased it in King Kong's.
It's like
Skull
Alien
Island.
versus Predator.
Did you see Rampage?
I did see Rampage.
Was
Yes,
it good?
Was it fun?
Was it funny?
it was fun.
Okay.
It's a popcorn movie.
But don't expect much from. Like I said, giant monster movie, and it's got
Rock.
my heart,
Dwayne Johnson.
my Rock, my Dwayne, my Johnson.
I mean, I embraced his like the corniness of it, and I thought that's what might like carry it through.
Yeah, Rampage is a fun movie. Don't go watch it at full price, but it's still good. Now the other one I like is one that it's made sporadic appearances on U.S. shores, mostly Saturday mornings. Randomly they would show Ultraman. I don't know if you're familiar with the big silver guy is growing like it's so cheesy.
Yeah.
They had a showing of it, of a double feature at Alamo Drafthouse, which Rick called me, hey, we're doing a double feature of Ultraman. I stopped what I was doing to drive down to the, I'm going. Like, instantly went, bought a ticket, and was down there.
I didn't buy it, I gave you that ticket.
Did you give me that ticket?
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
that ticket, yeah.
Thank you.
Ricardo's like, you still owe me.
No,
But that's all he had to say. It was not the greatest English dub, but still, I'm in a theater, and I'm watching Ultraman. It was a great film, and I felt that I was a kid again watching this. You never knew when they were going to pop up, because that was when we had the old TV guide. You just have, that'll be showing this week. I'll circle that or highlight it.
God, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's how we used to go to the movies.
We didn't have
Go
DVR.
get a newspaper.
Yeah,
and
you
you
saw
see
the-
what's on cinema.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The
Oh my
ancient
God.
times.
Oh my
So that's just been my favorites, and Ultraman has continued through the years, and I still watch
I do have to tell you this, Jason. Last month, so every month at Alamo we do something called an AGFA screening. It's American Genre Film Archive. It's a random movie picked by James Wallace, who's our creative director, and it's a surprise movie. You pay $5 for it. You don't know what it is. Last month we showed Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
You son of a! I'm sorry.
You knocked over not only Bullseye.
I'm sorry. That was a reflex reaction.
But Lando.
I didn't know and Mechagodzilla on screen.
I didn't know it was until they started playing it.
You should have cut the show out and been like technical difficulties.
But it was
me with just wires like.
Yeah, we showed that one, and I was like, and it was 35 millimeter, old school.
Oh, I would have been there to watch that.
So,
I love that movie.
I thought it was pretty cool. So, all right, so my favorite giant monster and/or machine. So actually, for me, I grew up in the 90s, and then we got these a couple years ago with X-Men: Days of Future Past. Is the Sentinels? These are mutant killers. They were made to kill all the mutants. They never really succeeded because, I mean, they're dumb robots, but still, they were big and scary, and they actually made them pretty lethal in Days of Futures Past. I mean, they weren't the greatest looking in the future part,
But they were slaughter bots.
but they were slaughter bots, and they could what's it called? They could like take the mutants' power and make it their own, and to counteract against them, and it was really cool. But yeah, no, these things are some of my favorite like giant machines that they've done.
Well, the Sentinels have been a mainstay of the X-Men since their incarnation. They've always run better. They're just a good villain, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can have the
Like
Brotherhood.
the Borg.
You can have the Brotherhood of Mutants versus the X-Men, but in the end, they always team up to take on the Sentinels because. Yeah.
Even in the X-Men cartoon, the 90s cartoon, the best X-Men cartoon, by the way, that was our first villain.
Yeah.
Hulk, mutant. It was like, they were like a mix of RoboCop and...
Yeah. But yeah, no, Sentinels, one of my favorite all-time machines and monsters. So.
Good choice.
Yeah. Cat?
I couldn't think of any at first. Mostly the monsters that bother me the most is the one that there's a lot of, or else when you can't understand their physics, like in horror movies when you don't understand how they move and where they can come out of and why they're in your mirror. Like that kind of stuff, that freaks me out. But I did remember that recently we got the Ghostbusters, what's his name, Stay Puft guy.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
I actually was a really big fan of the way they did like his texture and his glowing and stuff in the more recent
newer ones,
Ghostbusters film, and he was definitely huge. And when you tie that into all the other like giant parade balloons they have that start chasing people down, it got pretty big.
Stay Puft's awesome. Just the whole monologue that they're having in the first Ghostbusters. Hey, this guy's a sailor. He's in New York. We get him laid. We're okay.
That was New York in the 80s, very much.
No one steps on a church in my town. What did you do, Ray? That's like the best. He was summoned the Stay Puft monster.
What did you do, Ray?
Yeah, in the new Ghostbusters though, when he made the appearance, it was more. It was more of those.
Became the ghost, yeah.
Yeah, when Stay Puft showed up in the new Ghostbusters, I was like, it's Stay Puft.
I like the original. I've seen it a couple of times.
I
But I
love
thought
that
the
suit.
new one was hilarious.
The new one was so funny.
I just more nearly identify with that one because I've seen it more recently and I liked it more.
I just like how he's so happy when he's stomping the city.
Yeah. No remorse. No regrets.
No regrets.
I just killed
Not even
someone.
one. Hey!
Do you know what?
I just crushed a family of 5.
Do you know what was used when? Spoiler. When they blew up the Marshmallow Man, you know what was dropping on top of the Ghostbusters? It was shaving cream.
Oh, that makes
sense.
sense.
It was tons and tons of shaving cream.
Shaving cream. It can mess up paint. It can do a lot of really messed up stuff.
That's true.
So yeah, well, I mean,
like,
it's a lot easier to
especially
clean up
paint.
than actual marshmallow puff.
Well, yeah. No, I wouldn't use shaving cream. I just like whipped cream or something. Shaving cream, like,
Whipped cream can
chemically
go bad,
is an
it'll
issue.
smell bad.
It's
Also
the
won an
best-
epic rap battle history.
Yeah, but you power wash whipped cream with shaving cream. It breaks down paint. It breaks down roads.
Like car paint, yeah, it can take
like
everything.
that.
Yeah.
Oh
Which
shit,
is
I
why
didn't know
it is-
that.
It is the
The
best
more you know.
Don't use shaving cream to like do on someone's car. So
Unless it's on the window
Don't make me
and
mad.
it will not drip off of the window.
Shaving cream is also one of the best ways at the haunt that we use to get the airbrush paint off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it's alcohol based, so it's either use
It strips
actual alcohol
latex
all
and-
over your face, or
I mean, I don't mind if it's whiskey
Shaving
or
cream,
something.
all-
I'm
Followed
glad I
by
stopped
coconut
using
oil.
shaving cream. Started using
yeah,
shaving gel.
and
Ew.
shea butter and just soaking in everything that will make your skin feel better.
This is how you
Gross.
keep your skin great.
The worst one was top.
So my monster
Worst.
is.
Yeah, 2.
I knew who this was. I did have 2, but I have one in particular, and I knew who this monster was before I knew the word monster, and it was the Rancor from Return of the Jedi. Servant, pet, exterminator.
Old
Whatever
school
you wanna
stop
call it.
motion.
I loved it. I was terrified of it as a child. I would turn away from the TV and like hide my face because it was just too scary. Yeah.
Damn, that's a good picture. Wow.
Yeah, thank Rick for that one.
Oh.
Yay.
And
It's not up on my.
Yeah, it's gone down. But
let me put that back.
just the
in.
look of the Rancor, because a lot of them was in shadow,
Yeah.
so you couldn't really. And I think what you can't see scares you more than what you can see.
I gotta take notes.
But he had those the hunch and those long arms.
And then everything dripping from his mouth, and he was just so nasty.
He looked like if you touched him, you would. Like if you touch a turtle, you have to wash your hands.
Yeah. That. The combination of those two was some of my childhood monsters that I was so scared of, and always made me sad because Boba Fett. I love Boba Fett, and he just.
Spoilers.
Speaking of Boba Fett, this is totally off topic.
It's so sad.
But remember Daniel Logan, who played in episode 2? He was,
Yeah.
He recently posted a picture to his Instagram of him in full Boba Fett armor.
Are you serious?
And I'm kind of like,
Spin
I
off.
want this to happen.
So,
Yeah.
Boba Fett is Star Wars story.
Like, I was like, when did Daniel Logan grow up? But, look, facial hair, and he is in full Boba Fett armor with the helmet off.
Yes.
I will show it to you after the show. I'm like, okay, so where's my Boba Fett?
Yo, it's been 16 years since he did young Boba Fett.
Yeah,
So
he's in his 20s now.
mid-20s.
Also, you can find Boba Fett at Disneyland. He scared the crap out of my brother Kurt, who is
Cameron. It's like calling her.
Your phone just...
my phone responded to the word scared, I think, which I don't like. Not a particularly.
Skynet.
Do you want me to scare you?
What would you like to do?
Good pick, though, with the Rancor. Because I will share that joy on that one. Now, last one, and I thought was probably one of the ones, I was like, ooh, yeah, Cora.
Alright, so, fun fact, when I was a little girl, of all the things that I have and have not seen in my life, Tremors was one that I saw when I was little.
Good pick.
And
Oh,
I used to play Tremors when I was little instead of the floor is lava. I mean, it eventually morphed into the floor is lava, but I would sit on the couch and be like, "Mommy, you can't be on the floor. The sandworms are gonna get ya." And I was just so happy about this. And I still.
You're a weird kid.
I don't this is the weirder thing. I don't remember doing this, but both my mom and my dad swear up and down that I did this. I'm really concerned for my mental health now. I'm like, I don't remember this, but
That is the worst picture, because that's where you first saw the graboids. No, it's not the first we saw. It wasn't just little worms. It was the big one.
Yeah.
It was a total swerve on that one. That's a good picture.
no, I saw the little. I'm like, no, that doesn't capture the full terror that this thing is.
Well, the little ones were bad enough, and then you find out they're just like a tongue, like 5 tongues inside this big, just
Yeah.
gross-looking thing.
I also had another one. This one isn't a giant monster, but it is a monster that, well, I'm counting it as a monster. The Dark Crystal had these creatures called Skeksis. And
terrifying.
God, yeah. This is a nice picture of them. This makes them look nice in comparison to how you see them in the movie, because these are men in puppets, basically, moving around.
It's that face.
I saw somebody cosplay this at Comic-Con a couple of years ago.
It's
I saw that too.
the beak counted as a mouth.
Basically, they were designed after rats and vultures and things like that. They're meant to be the evil counterpart of the Mystics, who are very cute, in my opinion, but very gentle looking and very kind.
It's like the difference between what Disney thinks fairies are and what fairies actually were in old lore.
Exactly. It's very similar to that.
That's why I like Bright.
But I think the part that made the Skeksis so uncomfortable for me was the scene when they're at the table eating at the beginning. Not eating. At the beginning when they're surrounding the king of the Skeksis who is dying. And it was just, when the king dies, his body just crumbles.
Not for a 30-year-old movie.
No, it's also, in the first 10 minutes.
Spoiler for Return of the Jedi. I don't want to hear it.
But his body crumbles, or his body's about to crumble, and one of the Skeksis reaches for his scepter, and he comes back and is like, no, but he's just making noises.
Same.
And that was when my childhood heart like exploded in terror. And by the way, this is my mom's favorite movie, and she wanted to share it with us at an early age.
Oh, there we go.
And so when she
That clearly didn't have any impact on you.
not at all. I'm not terrified of anything that is a bird.
So speaking of monsters, Bryce, he's not here on the show tonight because he's off
He doesn't
watching.
care
He's
about
un-
us.
No, he does.
He's watching Deadpool 2. He went to the premiere at Alamo Drafthouse dressed as Hal Jordan.
Nice.
Yes!
There's a picture of that somebody tagged him in.
Giant dork.
He's
my
wearing
God.
black pants, the Green Lantern shirt, white gloves, and his Green Lantern ring to the
Oh my
Deadpool
God.
2 premiere.
Oh my god.
Good thing time travel fixes everything.
Ryan Reynolds would be
Super
proud.
nerd.
No, Reynolds would be very proud, but also freaking Bryce.
So we're all hoping to see Deadpool 2 this weekend. Look for a review soon on the channel. But we have reached the end of the show. Guys, thanks for indulging me in my movie monsters.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? Told you. Now, we are going to start building up to E3, and there's a lot of stuff leaking, especially it's going to be shown
It's
E3.
gonna be huge.
Maybe let's look into some of the stuff that we're anticipating, what we're anxious for E3. Anyway, but that's next week's show. We are done this week, guys. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you like this video. Subscribe to our channel, and if you're watching us on Facebook, make sure you follow our page. And, of course, on Twitch, do the same thing.
Yes.
So, of course, we got many other videos coming out. I'm going to have a review for 2B, which I need to get around to. And some other stuff on the channel. So, make sure to subscribe so you catch all those videos. Rick, where can they find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Instagram at AlamoNerd89. Also, been doing the DVD Tuesday things on Tuesday. If that gets 25 likes, I will give away the code for Black Panther for a
Generous. That
instant
came out this
viewing.
week?
Yeah, they came out this week. You should have watched the video.
I've already gotten the damn
Everybody
So-
go
Black
ahead.
Panther, I got it.
But yeah, you if the next DVD Tuesday gets at least 25 likes, I'll do a giveaway for the digital code for Black Panther.
Next week, guys. Kat, where can they find you?
Find me at Better Cat Comics on Twitter. You can find me at Twioch Bad Moon for Overwatch League stuff, and Better Cat on Instagram.
And me next?
Yes, you.
Me
You
next?
next.
It's me? Alright, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Cass_Bradley. That's KAS_Bradley. You can also find both of us, really, at Super Quick Movie for Super Quick Movie Review.
And games.
And games and TV shows.
Those are just
Maybe
going on the
both.
Facebook page, just because I like them. Cora.
Alright, you can find me on Twitter at Hawks Perch, where I will scream into the void about anything that strikes my fancy. Recently and probably for eternity, it is Suikoden. Please talk to me if you like this game. But you can also find me on Instagram at Korodono, KORODONO. I post artwork and cosplay
Stir.
I do want to stream something this weekend, and I hope you come over and join me, but I'm going to go ahead and defeat Ganon. Come join me.
It will depend on that day, but we can talk about that later.
Fine.
She's like, I'm being a producer
That's why you need.
again.
That's why you need to click notifications so you get that bell, so you know when we're live.
Good plug.
That's please.
not what
It is
sounds
not that
like.
sound that you will hear. Anyway, guys. Of course, follow us at SCNS Live on Twitter, on Instagram, and Facebook.com/SCNS Live. But we're done for this week. We'll see you next week, and until then, keep on nerding.